Hello, morning everybody. How are you? In this cold mornings are here. Hello, Denise, Carol, Uva, Nadia, Rafa, Ingrid, Fernanda, Stephanie, Mish, Hector, Kaylee, Fatima, Osvaldo, Osiris, hi. Who else is here? Okay, I think some of you are still connecting. Hello, Uriel. Susana, Ismael, hello. Okay, so I think it's time to begin. And welcome to your session for week 10 of your course. You know my name, and today is October 6th of 2021. I hope everybody is having a nice morning. Which are our objectives for today's session? Okay, we are talking about our week 9. I always tell you a little bit about what happened on previous week. We will check the activities for this week, and we are checking something related to prepositions, and then we are talking about our learning product. And this week we also have a forum to answer, a forum that it's called Walking Mexico. So let's begin our session with the first point. Oh, sorry. The reminder of what we were checking, relative pronouns. Can you remind me what's the use of a relative pronoun? For example, that, which, and who? Can you remind me, please? I want to see that you remember. So tell me. Nobody remembers? Like, yeah, something like that, Rafael. You are kind of correct. Like, to link, and we have that for that and which can be used for things, animals, and who is used for people. Like in this example, no, we're talking about the duck, and we say ducks that howl annoy me, and we may also say ducks which howl annoy me. Mhm. And if we want to remember who, people who lie, is I don't like to be near people who lie, for example. Mhm. So in this case, remember that animals are considered. We don't use the pronoun he or she for an animal. So in this case, that's the reason we use that and which. Mhm. Okay, excellent, very good. And what happened on our week 9? You were writing something to attract people to visit a certain place, a place you chose. And I think that your writings are good. I mean, there are no major problems with your writings. Sometimes there are problems that change the meaning of a sentence, or if you don't choose, the correct verb or something like that, or problems with the spelling that are really mm, that are not small, but in your case, you don't have this kind of problems. Writing a you are writing and you are communicating everything correctly. And I think that's a great variety of places, because you were maybe you are not here in Pachuca and you choose another place. Mhm. So really, you are talking about many places to visit, and that only makes me want to visit all the places from Mexico or Hidalgo. In Hidalgo, we have many nice things. So that only makes me wish to travel and travel and travel. So very good, because uh, you are really doing what we are asking. You are doing something interesting, and people say, "Yes, yes, I want to go there." Mhm. But yes, I need to tell you to be careful because some of you are not using relative pronouns. Mhm. You needed to include relative pronouns. Maybe two or maybe even once. But you need to include in a part of your text your relative pronouns. Mhm. But I saw that some of you are not using images and some of you are not including your photo. Mhm. So remember, when we want to make something even more attractive and to make it look even better, we need to change the colors, we need to change the font, we need to add images. So all of this helps for people to say, this is something I want to read, this is something I want to see, because there is something extra on that. So remember to include it. We had like the template, but it was okay to create something according to you, and some of you did it. I need to tell you to check the instructions carefully because some of you created something that was not a guide. For example, you were talking about the schools, language schools, and that was not the learning product. So just be careful. Be careful to check the instructions really, really carefully in order to create the correct product. I think it is not something very common, but just be careful with that. And yeah, I noticed that you have amazing creative designs. Hmm. I give you I give you something, but you improve it. You improve you improve the template, or you create something on your own. So that's excellent. And I think that's kind of it for your product. Well, about your product for week 9. Mhm. Do you know what's a preposition? That I am already giving you a hint with this. Prepositions, for example, are at, on, in. So, what do you think it is a preposition? Diego Osvaldo says it is a connector. Rafael says a helper to link different things. Kind of, Diego and Rafael. It helps. It helps to connect something, but it depends what you want to connect. Because, for example, in this case, we're talking about prepositions of time, and we are saying in which time something specific is happening. And we have other prepositions that help us to say where it's something that you can use. For example, where is the book? On the table. That's another use of prepositions. Those are prepositions of place. So it depends on the prepositions you are using. This time, thank you very much, Diego and Rafael. This time we are using this to say when, what time something is specifically happening. And sometimes we use, for example, on and in, and we don't know if we are using on and in in a correct way. We may say, for example, I will visit you in Wednesday. So that's the reason we need to check when can we use this. For example, with at, that doesn't have many uses, it's not so difficult. But for example, it's very common to confuse in and on. For example, well, when are we using at? At is used to talk about a specific time, a specific, for example, a specific hour, and holiday periods. Christmas, Thanksgiving, something that it's a holiday period. So, examples of the use of at for a specific time or for a holiday period. I get up at 7 o'clock. I get up at 7 o'clock. The movie starts at 8:30. The movie starts at 8:30. They sing carols at Christmas. Come and visit us at Thanksgiving. My class is at 9 o'clock. So you have to be there now. My appointment is at 6 p.m., for example. So then when do we use on? When are we using on? We're using on when we want to talk about days of the week, for example, and when we want to talk about dates talking about maybe a specific date. For example, I will visit you on Wednesday. Where were you on Friday? I was looking for you. His birthday is on March 27. The exam is on the 16th. Mhm. The second exam is on October. Well, actually, it is in. The second exam is in October. But if we are using a specific date, then yes, I will use on. The second exam is on October, I don't remember, October 20 or something like that. I don't know, just to give you an example. Mhm. So can you see? Can you see it is easy. It is easy to confuse. It is easy to confuse on and in. But in is used for many things. I think it's the one that is used for most things. Because in is used when you are talking about a specific month, a specific year, a decade, a century, a season of the year, and in a specific time period. Uh-huh. For example, my birthday is in January. I'm going on vacation in August. Shakespeare was born in 1564. The Titanic sank in 1912. Life was difficult in the 1940s. There were many hippies in the 60s. There were many hippies in the 60s. We are living in the 21st century. It was built in the 6th century. We go to the beach in summer. There are many flowers in spring. The meeting starts in 10 minutes. She will be here in 3 hours. She will have an important exam in 1 hour. Hmm? So try to remember at for a specific time and holidays. On for days and dates, specific and complete dates. In when you talk about months, years, decades, centuries, seasons, and time periods. Mhm. And with prepositions, we can combine prepositions with verbs, and we create something different. We change the meaning of something. Mhm. For example, if we have about, we may change and we add worry, ask, concerned, argue, care, know, dream, think. Uh-huh. And all of these are different. Worry about. Don't worry about me. I'll be all right. When you worry about something. Mhm. Ask about. He asked about her family. He asked about her family. Be concerned about when you are kind of worry about something specific. Many people are concerned about the state of our hospitals. He is concerned about his second exam results. For another example, argue about. The boys argue about which bus to take. They are arguing about politics. Mhm. Care about. He always cares about me. Know about. We don't know anything about this place, but we like it. I don't know. We don't know anything about this place. Dream about. Sarah dreams about becoming a ballet dancer. Think about. What did you think about the idea? Mhm. Or something that you say to your lover. I'm thinking about you. No, that's very common. I'm thinking about you. I'm always thinking about you. Hmm? So there are many ways to combine. And I have some I have some useful verbs and prepositions for you because you can use, for example, with of, and with for. Mhm. Okay. For example, argue with. Mhm. Argue with or agree with. I agree with you. We need to watch this series. Mhm. I agree with you. We need to watch the Squid Game. Mhm. Argue with. Uh, I don't like to argue with you. Mhm. Begin with. We need to begin with the homework, or we are not going to finish. Collide with. Compare with. Complete with. Complain with. Concern with. Charge with. Help with. I need your help with this homework. Interfere with. Meet with. Present with. Provide with. Quarrel with. That it's similar to argue. Share with. Trust with. Mhm. With of. Approve of. Build out of. Compose of. Conceive of. Consist of. This task consists of talking about your town. Convict of. Cure of. I really want doctors to find a cure of COVID-19. Mhm. Despair of. Dream of. I'm dreaming of being a singer. Mhm. Get rid of, get tired of, hear of, hope of, remind of, rough of, suspect of, and think of. You can also say, I'm thinking of you. Mhm. For. A preposition that we have is for. Account for, apply for that scholarship. And you have great chances. Apply for that scholarship. Don't be afraid. Care for. Well, sorry, apply for, arrange for, care for, pay for. How are we paying for a new car? We don't have money. Pray for. Pray for me. That it's a common sentence. Pray for. Pray for Mexico. Mhm. Prepare for. Prepare for your exams. Prepare for your exams. Praise for. Provide for. Punish for. Room for. I need more room for my books. Search for, stand for, substitute for, thank for, use for, and wait for. I will wait for you. Mhm. For example, there are many more verbs and prepositions that can only be combined with a. I mean, you wouldn't say agree for, you say agree with. You wouldn't say approve with. Uh-huh. You just used approve of. Unfortunately, there's like not a magic way to check this. You only have to. I mean, you only have to check this because if you try to guess, maybe it will not work. If you try to guess which one is the correct one, it usually doesn't work. Mhm. Okay. We have more verbs and prepositions. For example, with this time is with to. Uh-huh. To combines with travel, contribute, devote, happen, introduce, invite, pray, and respond. Mhm. Travel to. I travel to work by train. Contribute to. Please contribute to the fund for the needy. Please contribute to our work. Share your ideas. Devote to. I'm going to devote myself to playing the piano after I retire. Mhm. Happen to. Something awful happened to your car. Introduce to. Allow me to introduce myself to you. Invite to. Have you been invited to their party? Pray to. She prayed to God for an end to her sufferings. Respond to. When are you going to respond to my letter? When are you going to When are you going to respond to my letter? Mhm. Oh, please respond to my email. It's important. Okay? So these ones use to. And this is, this is your forum that it's called Walking Around Mexico. But I want to share right now. I want you to tell me about your town. Think of the interesting places that your city or town have, and tell me, or if there is not something you consider interesting, tell me what would you like to see? What type of attractions would you like to see? So tell me and I will read your answers. Okay, Mish says, in the place where I live, there are some tourist places to swim. I really like swimming. I love the water, and it doesn't matter if it is not, the ocean, the sea, but I really like to swim. So is that here in Hidalgo, Mish? Okay, Rafael says the former convent of San Agustin is in the center of that of Totonilco el Grande, and they say it's a really nice place. I heard because I don't know it, but I heard. Okay, it is one of the oldest churches in Mexico, and the curious part is that Mexico is one of the places with most churches. Uh-huh. But of course, the antique ones are considered very, very special. Hey, yeah, okay, Denise. I don't live there, but one place that makes me curious is the Island of the Dolls in Mexico. Oh, it's that real? That sounds scary, you know. Oh, but yeah, it sounds interesting but scary. Osvaldo, in Pachuca, there are some museums. Mm-hmm. Yes, we have the museums, like for example, El Reguilete. Ismael, in my town, there are Atlantes, the old train station, and other things. Okay, good. The Atlantes, I'm curious about visiting the Atlantes. Diana, the Church of San Francisco de Asís is the best known in Tepeji del Rio. Mhm. Yes, exactly. Okay, Carol. Where I live, I think the most famous is the Cruz Azul Stadium and the Cement Company. Uh huh. Who else? Who else wants to share? Where I live, I think the most famous is the Cruz Azul. Ah, okay, yeah. I read that. Osvaldo, I think the most famous thing in Pachuca are the pastes. Yes, I agree with you. Mish, an interesting place in my town is that it has a viewpoint where there are very crazy stories. Which point is that, Mish? Which one is it? Okay, while we wait for Mish to tell us which point is that, Ingrid, the Cristo Rey is a monument with a viewpoint of the city of Pachuca. Uh-huh. They say it's nice. Vanessa, in my town there's nothing to see. Okay. Mish, something about the house that is near the place was radioactive or something like that. Really? Wow, that's really strange. Something not usual. Something that it's not common, right? Okay. Yeah, I see. You you think it's not true, Mish. Uriel, in my town there are nice shopping malls like Explanada. Okay, very good. Just don't visit Explanada when it's raining. Mish, there are even tapes in place to prevent people from passing through this place. Hmm. So I guess there's something wrong there if they do not allow people to go near. Julio, in my town there are the pyramids of Teotihuacan. I love the pyramids of Teotihuacan. It's one of the few places I have visited, and yeah, I love it. I love walking there. It's unbelievable, how they created something like that with no technology at all. Okay, so thank you so much for sharing. Well, I have another one. Fatima, in my town there is nothing interesting, but you can uh, you can hear the history of the town. Okay. Yeah, I think it's always interesting to know how how something began. And we have another one from Rafa. In my community, the most attractive thing is a brewery from Grupo Modelo. Okay. Very, very good, Rafa. And Julio says that I should visit in December. Okay, I will try. I will try to do it. I mean, we are actually near, but I don't go very often. But I, I will try to follow your advice, Julio. Okay, good. Now, remember this you have to answer on your forum Walk in Mexico. The forum is open for you. Please go to the forum and answer this part. Because the other part is this your learning product for week 10. You're going to record yourself describing a place. So, record a video where you describe a place you like. Pay attention because it can be a country, your hometown, your state, or just your city. But you need to mention these points about that place: location, main attractions, population, traditions, typical food, and interesting facts about it. Mhm. I think you have most of this information by now, but now you are working individually and you are, creating a video. So it is a video and you need to use many, many images. Mhm. Images, your voice, sound. You can use a PowerPoint presentation to show the images of the place, and it doesn't need to be an extremely long video. Just from 1 to 130 minutes, it's perfect. I mean, if you need more time, it's okay, but you can be pretty concrete. Imagine that you are trying to present that to a tourist, or uh, like show it on television or something like that, for people to get to know that place. So that's the reason we have to mention all of this: location, main attraction, population, traditions, typical food, and something interesting about it. Something extra about that place. Mhm. And you can do something like this. Of course, you're going to complete it and you're going to make it even better. But if you want to talk about, for example, Pachuca, what can you say, or what can you say in your video? Pachuca is an amazing place near Mexico City, the capital of Hidalgo. It is it is not a big city, but it is nice. The main attractions of Pachuca are the stadium, the museums, the photography museum, Reguilete Museum. The population of Pachuca are, and you have to say the number. Some traditions in Pachuca are the San Francisco Fair, for example. A very interesting fact from Pachuca is that you can find pasties everywhere. Never forget your jacket or sweater. Pachuca's weather is unpredictable. That is something that people really need to know when you visit. When you visit Pachuca, know that the weather might change from 1 minute to the other. Pachuca is waiting for you. Mhm. So this, for example, this you will turn it into a video. Mhm. So you can take this as the guide to create what you will say in your video, and you will have to look for all the images and all the other things. So now I'm giving you your link. Any question, my dear students? Any question about this week's product? Okay, thank you very much, Denise. Denise says everything it's okay. Okay, thank you, Rafael. Yes, it is. Let me show you. Let me show you, Carol. Because it is here. Here you have it. It is shown as a question. And right now, well, I'm gonna open the other space, so you will have an space for learning product 10, and you will see second exam, Welcome Mexico, second exam, describing, maybe I will call it second exam describing. But here is for you to answer the question. It is here. Okay. You see, the forums are always shown as questions. I think it is the first forum we have. Even I see that one of you answer the question. Ah, no. No, Carol, it is here. I mean, I don't want I don't want you to use two different things. I think it's kind of confusing. So I don't like to change from one platform to the other if it is possible. And Fatima says, How long can our participation in the forum be? ¿Cuánto nos podemos extender en nuestra participación? Lo que gusten. Yeah, don't worry. It can be I mean, I don't want you to give me like a specific information. I don't know. Um I mean I don't want it to be like a page long, but just tell me what you think, tell me what you consider. And maybe you can mention why it's that place interesting for you. Why do you consider that it is a nice place to visit? Yep, that work. Any other question? Here is my question. Think. No, thank you, Ismail. Okay, so I think there are no more questions. I just want to close with today a reader, tomorrow a leader by Margaret Fuller. Thank you so much, Ismael, Fatima, Carol, Rafael, Denise, Julio, Rafa, Mish, Vanessa, Ingrid, Osvaldo, Diana, Susana, Osiris, Sector, Kaylee, Uva, Fernanda, Stephanie. Thank you so much for being with me today, and I will see you next week. Please take care and have an excellent day. Bye bye.